Today we're discussing Seth Rogen's latest film, An American Pickle. It's an hour and a half and is streaming right now on HBO Max. You might have noticed Seth Rogen as the chubby, dark, twisted side character on the 1999 sitcom Freaks and Geeks. But probably not. It was only carried for one season, and he wasn't the main character. If you missed him there, maybe you caught him as the raunchy, funny co-worker to Steve Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
You know I know you're gay?
How?
I saw you make a spinach dip in a loaf of sourdough bread once.
But you definitely saw Rogen explode onto the scene in 2007 when he headlined Judd Apatow's blockbuster hit Knocked Up. And just like that, the game has never been the same.
Listening for hangovers, weed. Do you smoke weed?
Not really.
You don't?
No.
At all? Like in the morning?
After that, Seth Rogen went on to become a laugh factory. And subsequently a cash machine. Superbad, Pineapple Express, This Is the End. This guy has an aggregate box office of $1.8 billion. With a B. Often stoner bromance comedy.
Video games?
Weed is tight. Weed is tight. That's awesome.
It's obviously struck a chord with certain generations, becoming a force that can stand up and rival Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler. Not to say Rogen hasn't had his misses. Green Lantern, Funny People, The Guilt Trip. So when I saw American Pickle going straight to HBO Max, and Rogen double starring a la Jack and Jill, I was nervous.
Shut up!
We're here to tell you if it's worth watching. Al, you go first.
So let me just get this on the table right now. In case you're wondering, I think Seth Rogen did a pretty good job playing two different characters. It wasn't completely annoying like Jack and Jill. He was actually like one character, and then across the room he was a totally different character, different costume, different accent, different
Pretty
mannerisms.
seamless.
Yeah, it was pretty fun to watch, and you didn't have to worry the whole time about Seth Rogen playing two different people. So that's off the table.
Yeah.
If I was going to describe this movie, I would describe it as warm, lighthearted, cozy. I thought it was like the perfect movie for them to release on streaming to watch from your couch, because I honestly wouldn't really have enjoyed going to a theater, paying $15 and sitting and like taking a whole half a day to watch this movie. But it was just super fast moving. It was really easy and comfortable to watch, even though it does kind of touch on some social issues, but it never does so aggressively. It just keeps you kind of comfortable and enjoying it the whole time. I did laugh quite a bit. So I'm not going to say that it's like the greatest movie that you can check out on streaming right now, but if you're considering it, you are really going to like it, I think. It's a good one from me. I'm going to give it a 7.9.
That's very nice of you, Al. I think a little bit differently. If the question is, should you watch this movie? My answer is no. I don't recommend this movie. Do I regret watching it myself personally? No, not really. I'm glad I watched it. Mostly because of what Seth Rogen has done in the past. You know, I'm glad I saw another chapter of his discography. But at the end of the day, it didn't do it for me. This movie, like most Seth Rogen movies, has an emotional backdrop that it circles around to towards the end of the film. For me, I didn't buy into it, which hurt the overall product. Although I would say that I did laugh out loud numerous times during the film. So that saved it in a sense. You know, Seth Rogen is funny, but I do think he missed out on a lot of the things that make Seth Rogen movies hilarious. For all those reasons, I'm giving it a 6.7, and I'm not going to see this movie again. I'm not going to recommend it, but I'm not glad I'm not regretting have watched it.
I think that's harsh, guys. I think you can check it out if you want. I wouldn't steer clear if you're headed towards this movie already. If you were waiting to see it and you want to see some stupid, silly 90 minutes of Seth Rogen being an idiot, you're going to get it. But if you were on the fence and you're afraid that this movie's going to suck, I mean, if you want this movie to suck, you can tear this movie apart. So
Yeah.
I don't recommend to anybody who's cautious and not sure about it. What do the critics think?
The critics gave it a 75 on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience gave it a 45. So a lot harsher for the audience,
No.
which I think is fair. You know, like I said, if it wasn't for the short runtime of this movie, you know, it was only an hour and a half. If it wasn't for that, I would probably be pissed that I sat through it. But it has decent pacing, the directing is good, and like I said, I laughed out loud numerous times. So it's not like this is the worst movie ever. If you see it, you're not going to be angry, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to tell you to go out and watch. Even though I already did.
But if you do go out and watch it and you like it, then you should come back next week and support me in the comments. And if you hate it, then fuck off.
If you hate it, make sure you click on our YouTube video next week because we're going into the deep analysis of it. And you can comment below and tell Al that he's an idiot and that it wasn't that good and I'm super smart. And we also pick our favorite Seth Rogen movies. We have a draft of them. So you're going to want to watch that because you're going to want to know who gets funny people.
And if you want to keep up on good movies to stream every single week, then you should subscribe to our YouTube channel and come hang out with our movie club and watch movies and comment about how much we suck.
Wait, what? What was that last part?
What?
I don't know if you noticed, but I am a 3-degree black belt in a row cook. Oh my god.
It's true, I am.